Salutations, kings and queens, and welcome back to the Electric Leaf. Today I am making a breakfast bowl, okay? I'm using a combination of processed ingredients with whole food ingredients. Now, in order for you to stick to your plant-based goals, it's important to realize that it is not always about what you take out of your diet, but in actuality, it is about what you add to your diet. What you add, what you begin to intake, focusing on the positive in order to allow the negative, quote unquote, things to naturally fall away. I do like to show you all some of the processed ingredients just because I know that eating plant-based can be quite challenging, especially if it's something that you've never done before. So saving time in the kitchen is why I show you guys these processed ingredients, okay? How much time does it take, okay? How much time? That's what most people want to know. How much time is it going to take, sis? It's just really important for me to help you all understand that eating plant-based is just as practical as eating junky, okay? Eating plant-based, it can be done easily as long as you focus on your goals and do not give up. So I'm starting with one of my favorite ingredients, which is a sweet onion. I'm just dicing it up into small pieces so that I can saute them. Next, I am just slicing up my green tomato into large, chunky pieces. And then I'm going to also shave the skin off of the top and the bottom of the tomato. It's easier if you do it when the tomato is still whole, but I was just getting a little bit too excited, getting a little too presumptuous. But it's easier if you do this before you slice it. But I like to do this so that those pieces can also hold the flour as well, because for some, that skin part on the tomato, if you leave it on there, it doesn't allow the batter to stick as well as shaving off the top and the bottom of the tomato does. So I'm just sprinkling with a little bit of sea salt. Again, with my regular frying batter, I'm going in with half rye, half spelt, and then, of course, the Perrier water. So before I added the Perrier water, I also did add some onion powder as well as sea salt to the flour. It just helps to give the flour just a little bit of extra flavor. I mean, it is flour, it doesn't have any flavor at all. So flavor season your batter. It'll make it so much better, okay? It'll make the batter so much better, all right? That made me happy to say. Okay. So as I'm stirring the flour, I am really just looking to see how it coats the fork. That's really my method here. I don't want it to stick like globs, but I want it to kind of, like what it's doing right about now. I like that mix right there. So I'm going to put my tomatoes in, and you see how it just coats the tomato. So here I'm just preparing the I Heart Quinoa according to the package. Now, even though it does say I Heart Quinoa, this to me is just oatmeal. I mean, that's what it put me in the mind of. I mean, I know it has oats, but I was expecting it to be a little bit different. So that's my honest opinion about it. So I'm going to top those. I want to say grits so bad. I'm going to top that quinoa with some baked bok choy and the fried green tomatoes. So shout out to my homegirl Alicia for putting me on adobo, because I seasoned each tomato with a different spice blend, and the adobo happened to be my favorite. Yes, it was. So I'm just going to pour the quinoa into a bowl, dice up some Daiya cheese, and put the cubes in there. Sprinkle a little bit of paprika and drizzle a little bit of olive oil. That the olive oil isn't necessary, but it just made me feel like hummus for some reason. So that's what I wanted to do. So yeah. And then once I've done all of that, I'm just gonna start piling the veggies that I made on top of this quinoa. So I must admit, family, this was a very, very satisfying breakfast. It was a lot of food, okay? But of everything of this dish, I love the bok choy the most. Well, the bok choy and the tomatoes really compete a lot because they were both so delicious, okay? As far as the quinoa, I did like it, but I'm not a huge oatmeal fan. So the next time I make this dish, it'll definitely be with some grits, all right? End of story. Or maybe some wild rice. Never know. Anyway, until next time, family, continue to vibrate love and vibrate well. Peace.